All right, so as you can see here, once we went and through volume outside, I shorted floor 4, first partial at floor 3, next partial all the way at pre-market high in the daily level, or sorry, all the way at the daily levels, which is R6, and then pre-market high, right, which is also the next daily level. Everybody, it's Thor Young. I'm a moderator with Bear Bull Traders, and I'm going to be bringing you another recap today. Today, we've had a lot of fun with our pivots today. We've had a lot of fun with the Pivot Alert bot. I've got a couple of good trades to show you. Only took 2 trades, Oxy and Twitter. Looks like I might be getting bumped out of Oxy here unless something changes, but well, we'll see what goes on that. I'll walk you through my trade there. Really fun trade, though, and made some really good money on it. Before we get into that, if y'all could do me a favor, throw me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. You know how it works. Helps us out. Throw some comments in there. Have a little fun with me. I appreciate it. All right, everybody, let's get on to the trade. So as you can see here, we're on Oxy. At Pivot Bot called out Oxy really early in the day, and it was really looking really strong. And I'm going to go ahead to a 5-minute here, and you can see at the open, R4 breakout as called by Pivot Alert bot, and it was absolutely fantastic, and it broke out. Unfortunately, I was in a short on Twitter at the time, which I'll show you. I took that into the opening imbalance towards the downside. I shorted into it, and I just didn't want to take a contrary position, and I was really liking the Twitter. I wanted to see how that one worked out overall before I went into it. So I waited a little bit longer on Oxy, and I just waited for it to come out to the floor levels here. Now, I use 2 different types of pivots. I use classic pivots, and I use what's called floor pivots. The floor pivots are the classic pivots in DOS. All right, and basically we get a central pivot, and then I like to use floor 3 and floor 4 because when I'm outside of the cams, they give me a relevant area to look for a trade. So as you can see here on Oxy, as we came outside of floor 4, and we threw volume there, which if you look at the 1-minute chart, let me zoom out here, you can see as we come in here, we're having a high volume spike here up at that level. Oh, look at that. All right, so hey, real quick chance for lesson for anybody here. If you ever use a 1-minute chart and you're using cams or something and you have your cams disappear, what often happens if you right click, go to your data config, is down here for some reason it just pulls this weird and it just doesn't load so I'll go out there, pull data, and then hit OK, and then look, it pulls them right back in, right? I don't know why it does that. It's a little DOS glitch thing, but it happens all the time. So other times what'll happen is you'll just have this data set to like 2, right? And because you've had a 3-day weekend, there's no data, right? So it won't be able to pull up. So by bumping that to 5, it'll help you out. But normally the day after a holiday, DOS gets a little fun with those. So if you see those, that's why. All right, so as you can see here, once we went and through volume outside, I shorted floor 4, first partial at floor 3, next partial all the way at pre-market high in the daily level, or sorry, all the way at the daily levels, which is R6, and then pre-market high, right, which is also the next daily level. Worked out really, really well. And then we squeezed all the way back, and we actually held floor 3. So I decided to add in at floor 3, and I took a partial at the 20. And my all out, I'm going to go all out if it gets through 62.10. I've got a decent size ask at 62. But if it goes through 62 and 62.10, I'm going to go ahead and take everything else off. And we'll just let that run. So other than that, I did trade Twitter today. Twitter was a classic R3 move. Because we are slightly outside of R3, when we opened just above, and when we came through and held, I went ahead and shorted, giving it a new 1-minute high. Took a nice partial here above R1, and then a little bit above PDC, and then more out here at the daily level. I was really hoping for a big breakdown on this on Twitter today. So I still had about a third of my position left here, which I then tried to add after it popped through previous day's close, and then unfortunately went out the rest of it when it went through VWAP. Decided to take the rest off, which was basically break even. But that's okay. The reason I did that was because of this. If you go to the no cams here, Notice what we've got here as we're pushing down towards this 444 level. We came right down to it, and we were just beating this level up. And if it broke, I just saw this gap here, and it was worth trading into just to see if I caught that break. It would have been epic. So anyway, I hope everybody had a great trading day. As you guys see, we got the cams going here at BBT. We got the new BBT Pivot Alert bot. If you guys want to check that out, come by my Twitter page. I've got its name highlighted up there in my header. Check that out. Come say hi. Hope everyone has a great one. As always, keep it green. Thanks.